Hello, my darlings, and welcome. I'm sorry that I had to cancel my stream, my original stream, because of audio problems, but I'm hoping that the audio problems are finished and fixed up and that I'm able to stream a second time, just so people who wanted to either tune in live or watch the video later can go ahead and do that. So apologies for my audio troubles, but hopefully you can hear me now. If you can't hear me now, then I haven't fixed my problems, but I think I have. So today I'm going to be... Divination 432 is back. Can hear you loud and clear now. Great. We just had to turn it off, turn it back on again, get behind the computer, plug some things, unplug some things and replug them in. We are live now. I'm so sorry, Helpful. Thank you guys for popping back in. I figured I'd be talking to nobody. Thanks for coming back. Welcome to everybody. I got some new paper for the stickers. It's glossy and vinyl. So I'm really hoping that it comes out, the stickers cut out well. So I'm going to be working on cutting out stickers, and I'm also going to be working on ironing on the community sigil for the month onto my little sigil spell bags, because these also go in my pen pal cards for my sigil spell bag folks. So that's what I'm going to be working on while the painting is happening. Thank you to everybody who made their way back. I appreciate you guys popping in, so I'm not talking to myself. I figured I'd be talking to myself, but so yeah, I'm going to be punching out some of these stickers. So just to let you know, there is going to be a little bit of background noise. The sticker sound might be a little annoying, but it sounds like that. So yeah. A little kind of funky on the edges, but definitely better than the last ones. So I will be making that sound a little bit. If you're wondering what that is, it's my sticker puncher. So we are going to be watching a video of me painting the Rose Quartz image for the pen pal card, which just got sent off to the printer today. So let's get into that. There we go. And I will be cutting out and ironing on and doing all sorts of stuff in the background. So thanks guys for coming back. Oh man, talk about a little panic set in there. I'm not super technologically advanced. I mean, I kind of know how to do technology, but I'm not super great with it. So when something like that happens live, I just can't function. I had a light, one of my two filming lights. I have two ring lights that I have over the camera setup, and one of them burnt out this week as well. So having two technical things happen in 1 week is a lot for me. But I'm actually really happy with the new light that I ordered. I feel like it's a lot brighter, even though it's a smaller ring. So I actually think maybe I ended up with something good out of the bad. Got a better light. I decided to dig out my crystals and have them on the desk with me while I was doing the painting. I think what I'm going to do is go through my crystal collection and pull out a crystal each month to have on the table with me while I do my painting. My painting is usually taken from a photograph, so it's not actually taken from the crystals that I have in my collection, but it's kind of nice to have a crystal on the table with you. So I think I'm going to be doing that each month now, because I didn't do that with the garnet last month. I kind of wish I had. Most of the garnet stuff I have is jewelry, though. I don't have like a large chunk of it, so. I got so nervous because of the technical difficulties. My hands are a little shaky. I mean, I think I've told you guys in the past that I'm always a little bit nervous to start my live streams. Even though I've been doing them for years, there's always that little racing heart feeling of going live. So I'm hoping that people will be able to find us at this new stream because it doesn't match the link that I posted everywhere. Because it's a brand new stream. But anybody who's subscribed and has the notification bell should at least maybe see it. There's a little hiccup in the video where there's a little bit of a freeze frame. Right there. But don't worry, it comes back. Also, you might hear a beeping sound, and that's just my iron for doing my iron-ons. Welcome, welcome to everybody. Apo, and Divination, and Helpful Natural, and Tracy is here, and Zero C. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys found your way. I'm just, I started out with this pink background. And while I like it because it's bright and pink, I didn't think it was right for the rose quartz-ness of it all. So you'll see that after I get this bright pink background on, I mix a new color and color over it to kind of bring it, to tone it down a little bit. I know I really like that color. I need to remember how I mix that color so I can use it for something else. So today is a day filled with good news and bad news for me. Kind of been an up and down. The good news is a special birthday is happening today at my house. And the bad news is a dear friend just came down with COVID. Got the high highs and the low lows. But I think I've decided to take tomorrow off and make some homemade chicken noodle soup and make some banana bread and take a care package over. I have so much stuff on the channel that I need to get done, especially at the beginning of the month with all the videos that come out at the beginning portion of the month. But at some point you just have to say, you know what, I need to take a day off and take care of a friend and not worry about my productivity so much. Just one of those things when you're a solo business person. You know, I'm the only person on the channel. I do all the writing, I do all the editing, I do all the voiceovers and the filming and everything. All of the Patreon rewards and the things to be mailed out, the newsletter. It's all just little old me. So it's hard to take a day off. I usually sneak in work on the weekends, but this month we have a lot of birthdays and stuff on the weekends, so I'm not going to be able to sneak work. I might actually have to rest and have fun. That wouldn't be terrible. Is anyone going to be doing any Super Bowl stuff tomorrow? Is anybody into the sports ball? We're going to be hosting a little gathering, but I'm not that much into the football, so I probably won't be watching the game. But I think in the other room we'll probably have like board games or something like that going on, so that'll be where I congregate. Used to watch for the commercials, but then I realized that they put all the best commercials on in YouTube videos the next day, so you can just wait for that. So you can kind of see that I toned down the background a little bit. I still left it bright-ish, but not super bright. At least this time I got all my recording. For the garnet painting, I thought I was filming and I wasn't actually filming, so I missed a whole portion of the painting process. So at least this time I got all the painting process. Helpful says, I want to see Lady Gaga's rendition of Won't You Be My Neighbor. Is Lady Gaga going to be at do something with the Super Bowl? Or is that just talking about something else? So I thought it was Bad Bunny was the halftime show. Or is she going to guest? Ooh, I almost just ironed on one of these sigils upside down. That would not be good. I don't think she'll be there, but it's rather like a commercial break of some kind. Oh, okay. So Mr. Rogers, I love that. We sometimes before the Super Bowl comes on, we watch the Puppy Bowl or the Kitten one. Just a little serotonin boost seeing all these cute little puppies. My favorites are the ones who run out there and play and then fall asleep on the field. just all tuckered out. Is anybody a fan of any of the teams that are playing? I think it's Seattle and New England Patriots, whatever town that they're from. YouTube has been showing the making of bits of the song. Okay, I love Lady Gaga. I will definitely look that one up. Helpful says, I love watching the Puppy Bowl. I have it on every year. The ones that get tired out and then fall asleep, they just get me. My heart melts. And they all get adopted immediately. If a dog is on the Puppy Bowl, it absolutely gets adopted in just minutes. I was thinking about writing another book. And I haven't 100% decided, but one of my patrons has her own YouTube channel, and it's Jody Daniels Just Write. And so I'm a member of her little community. She has live streams for just if you want to write a book, or if you're writing something. Even if you're writing, like for me, I would sometimes tune in if I'm just writing a YouTube script or something. But she has a whole community where you can just tune in and write in little 20-minute sprints with 5-minute breaks. And I thought, that sounds like a great idea. Maybe I'll use those little sprints and those little live streams to work on a second book. I'd love to do some more kitchen witchery. I did a little bit here and there last year. And in January, I did a little video of rice and beans, a little rice and beans dish. And everybody in the comments was like, oh my gosh, you're getting into kitchen witchery. Like, yeah, I think I am. Divination says, I'm so glad I caught alive, loving this rose quartz painting. Yeah, we're in the ugly, is it going to work out stage of the painting. There's always that, the part where it's just getting started and looking a little funky. It comes around, I promise. It's a little weird to start with gray, but I wanted to get some darker bits in. Little shadowy bits at the bottom. I was thinking about writing a little book about the same size as my other book, so not super huge, about different kitchen witchery recipes and, holiday celebrations, food for holiday celebrations and that kind of stuff. I lean a lot towards desserts. Inca's here. Inca Dinka Doodle. You found me. Hooray. We had massive technical difficulties with the mic not being set up correctly. I had to kill the stream and make a new one. My knight in shining armor came in and fixed my audio problems. It's so frustrating when you ask somebody to help you fix a technical problem and they come in and they do the exact thing that you did and it works. But when I did it, it didn't work. But we did the same thing. Why? How? How is that possible? The good thing, one of the reasons why I record the painting now instead of doing it live, like I've been doing all of my paintings live, the goddess ones and the, well, basically all of my painting live streams have been live until the full moon ones last year. Because I felt such pressure to get it right the first time, because if you're doing it live, then you can't start over. And so now that I'm doing these recordings, if I come out with a painting that I don't like and it doesn't seem good enough to be on a pen pal card, I can do it again. Not that I'm going to, and not that I have, but I have the option. So that's why I do the paintings recorded, even though I do all the crafting live on camera. Just for my peace of mind that I know that what it comes out as I like. Helpful says, at the Westminster Dog Show this week, toward the end, they showed a special tribute to Catherine O'Hara, on the Jumbotron with scenes from Best in Show. I have never seen Best in Show, but I love Catherine O'Hara. She was kind of the mom of the 80s. Or the 90s, maybe. Inca says, I didn't know there was any difficulty because I was rocking out for the past 20 minutes or so with 80s funk. But I'm glad it's all as well. Little James Brown. James Brown is the first live concert I ever went to. Helpful says, if you've liked any Christopher Guest movies, you will love Best in Show. Okay. I've been watching some shows today that I can recommend. Or I've been watching some shows this week, or in last week I can recommend, I guess I should say. Oh, not the 80s, the 70s. Yeah, James Brown was in the 70s too. But yeah, I did see him in the 80s. I think it was 1980, it might have been 1984. Talamida 505 is here. Hello, welcome. No, you're not late. Our stream started late. Thanks for finding us. I am just ironing on some of my sigil spell bag sigils and making some of my stickers for my pen pal cards while we watch the painting. Nobody is ever late to my stream. Whenever you get here is the perfect time. Like a wizard arriving. Inca says, wild cherry, hot chocolate, average white band, earth, wind, and fire. Incognito is here. Hello. I am just doing some iron-ons. How have you guys been? I have watched a couple of shows that were kind of good recently. Usually I kind of watch a show and I think to myself, oh, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Or, you know, there's always a plot hole here and there. But I watched a show recently called SNAIL, and I believe it was on Prime. has the actress who played Sansa in Game of Thrones. And it's set in London in the financial district. And it's about a heist, of course, because I love me a heist show. And I think it's only 6 episodes. And it's one of those shows that starts and ends. You know, it has a conclusion to it. It doesn't leave a cliffhanger. It doesn't go for a second season. It's just a mini series, I guess. And it's well acted and it's well written. It's clever. I liked it. So I can recommend Steel on Prime. Sorry for the buzzing sound. That's my iron. It only stays hot for so long, and then you have to reinvigorate it. I'm sure that's a safety feature. It's the way that my iron tells me I'm going too slow. Boulder Girl is here. Thank you for finding me. Welcome back. Sorry about the earlier troubles. We got it fixed fast enough. I'm like, you know what? I think maybe I'll just try to stream again and maybe people will find me or not. Maybe I'll just be talking into the void. Because at least it makes a little video on my channel for later. So people can watch the video replay if they want to. Hello to anybody who's watching the video replay. This was the most nerve-wracking part of the painting where I was trying to do the whites, like the veins in the crystal. And the white, like, shinies. Yes, that nail color is Not Today's Satan by Mooncat. I'm still wearing it. These nails have stayed on for a long time. Usually my nails don't last a couple of weeks, but these nails have lasted. You can kind of see that it's mostly pink, but then there's like gold and blue highlights. So sometimes there's gold and blue glitter when the light hits it. Incognito says, I hope everyone's having a great Imbolc. Yes, I had a very good Imbolc. I love the fact that it was a full moon. And I did some magic that night. I've been doing a lot of little spells and stuff lately. More than usual. Boulder Girl says, no worries, technology is so much fun, isn't it? Yeah. I was just telling the story of how my husband came in and did some troubleshooting to get the mic working again. And everything that he did is exactly what I did. But it worked for him. Like, hey, man, that's what I did. I don't know. I was too nervous, I guess. Incognito says, I wish I was an 80s and 90s teen. Music was so good. Being 16 in 1989 feels like a dream. There was really good music in the 80s and the early 90s, the late 80s, early 90s, and really good movies too. Don't realize how good the movies are until you look at a list of what was really came out in, 87, 88, and 89. All the good ones. It was kind of an action film bonanza back then. Divination says, why is painting pictures of rocks so hard? It is because you're trying to get like a gleam of light. Yeah, it is. It's not easy. I'm thinking that some of them are going to be easier than others. I think Rose Quartz is going to be one of the more difficult ones. I think that I'm going to have a lot of fun with malachite. I'm going to have a lot of fun with lapis lazuli. Turquoise is going to be fun. But yeah, Rose Quartz is maybe one of the more difficult ones. Inca says, whoops, my chat I got behind on chat. Inca says, I tried to venture out a few times with friends to go clubbing, but talk about a square peg. You know, in the 80s, we had under 21 clubs. Well, I'm not going to say clubs, but at least one. We had at least one under 21 club. So you didn't have to try to sneak into an adult club when you were a teen. So those were fine because everybody was kind of your own age and you weren't worried about, like, I don't know, predators and creepy old guys. But back in the day, like, nobody had a car, so it was like the one person who had a car had to take everybody everywhere. That's what the 80s were like for me. My Wicked Tribe, welcome, welcome. I also watched another show that was not quite as good as Steel, but it was kind of fun. It was called Ponies, Ponies, and it refers to a person of no interest, and it's set in the late 60s in Moscow. And these two women's husbands are intelligence operatives in Moscow, and they get killed, and the wives want to find out what happened to them, so they tell the people at the embassy, well, let us become spies because nobody pays attention to women. We can get away with anything. Oh, and speaking of Game of Thrones, that also stars somebody from Game of Thrones. Daenerys Targaryen, the actress who plays her, is in Ponies. And it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. And I think it was also 6 or 8 episodes, so not super long. You don't have to commit to anything more than a few nights of binging it. Boulder Girl says, I graduated high school in 1984. Perfect time to be a teen. Incognito says, the golden era of music for me, a lot of great albums came out in 1989 to 90. Oh, yeah. We had some good music. I don't know why my pink pen looks so white in the on the drawing. And then I thought I would do roses and hearts as my stickers because it's a little on the nose, but oh my goodness, I missed so much chat because I was goofing around here. Helpful says, I was doing it at the end of the disco era. Talk about feeling old. It's not old. My Wicker Tribe says, movies and TV, they were so much better then. Smiley face shrugging emoji. Divination says, 90s teen here, so fun. Incognito says, I made full moon charged rosemary water, planning on using it for purification. Ooh, I love rosemary so much. It's my favorite herb. I'm sure I've told you guys this before, but I think I have 11 rosemary, or is it 11 or 12 rosemary bushes around my house. It grows really well in Southern California, where we're having a heat wave. It was 88 degrees today. It was almost 90. Bonkers. My Wicked Tribe says, I graduated from high school in 1994. So I think I'm between Boulder Girl and My Wicked Tribe then. Inca says, the 80s was the last decade of the movies you stood in line for hours to see. Oh, heck yes, we did. I did that a few times, and even the wait was fun because people got chatty and we were all so excited. Yes, I remember when a blockbuster was a blockbuster because you really lined up around the block. My Wicked Tribe says, remember waiting all night for concert tickets? Yes, I do. And I also remember waiting all night or lining up for like video game releases as well at the video game store. It wasn't downloadable content back then where you just went on Steam and downloaded the game. It was go to the store for the game you wanted on the night before it released. And you lined up with all the other nerds who wanted the same game as you. So that was one way to make friends. Malachite. Oh, hell yeah, says Inca. I think that's going to be for May. I think Malachite's in May, if I'm remembering correctly. Helpful says, legal age in my day was 18, dear God. Divination says, yours is amazing. I'm going to do it in watercolor tomorrow. Yes. Watercolor would lend itself really good to the rose quartz, I think. Talamita says, I love 70s and 80s music. Music from the 70s was really good too. That's when we got like our Fleetwood Mac. That's when we got all of our Pink Floyd. That's when we got a lot of good stuff. David Bowie. Incognito says, wait, what was the name of the movie? I wasn't paying attention. Well, one of the shows I was talking about was called SNAIL, and it's 6 episodes, and it's a mini-series. And then the other show, the one with the women being spies, was called Ponies, Ponies. I think SNAIL is on Prime, and Ponies, I don't think it's Netflix. I'm not sure what service. You guys would have to look that one up for me. Helpful says, it's been so cold here, we don't dare... Oops, I lost my... It's been so cold here, I don't dare set out any jars of water or put crystals in my windows, worried they crack. I know, I actually feel guilty that we have such hot weather because everybody is freezing their butts off. I went to Disneyland for the 7-year anniversary of the channel, which was last Friday, and it was 85. We were sweating and wearing flip-flops, and everybody was in shorts, while the rest of the country was in storm watch. Oh no, this paper does not cut well. These vinyl stickers aren't working out. I thought that these were better, but they're not. Remember last month I showed you that the matte vinyl stickers were kind of cracking? I thought that the gloss would turn out better, but some of them are funky. Wonder if it's my cutter. Heather Smith says, class of 85. Inka says, I make ombre layered candles and was thinking of doing a few unmolding videos, then highlighting where I buy the candles. Do you think there's an audience for that? Absolutely. Are they paraffin? Like, are they are they in molds of different shapes? Because I did buy some paraffin, but I bought some candle molds, and I thought I might put some videos out about making spell candles that aren't in a jar. And haven't had the guts to try that yet. So all the materials are in the garage, but I haven't had the guts to try an actual molded candle. I've only ever done jars. Incognito says there's a version of the movie that came out this year. What movie? I missed it. I missed it in chat. Chat's going. I'm trying to figure out these stickers. Can't look away. Hopeful says, when I first started following Amy's channel, I binged all of her candle making videos over a couple of days. Nice. I don't know about these stickers, you guys. I might have to print them on matte stickers. Maybe try a new vinyl product. Maybe I'll try a new punch. It could be the punch. Maybe it's just not like sharp enough. Maybe it's kind of dull. That could be it. Helpful says we got up to 25 Fahrenheit today, a heat wave for this time of year. That's still below freezing. I'm going to make a special dinner tonight a special birthday dinner tonight when I finish this live stream. And baking a cake this weekend. And we're going to do fancy loaded nachos for the sports ball party. We've got a lot of food things going on. And then I think I'm going to make some homemade chicken noodle soup and banana bread for my friend who's sicky. So I think the kitchen is going to be very busy for me the next few days. Divination says, that's wild. It's been crazy cold here. Hasn't been like this in decades. Everything is under ice. Helpful says, same here, miserably cold with snow every few days. Inka says, I went to see E.T. as a cemetery movie with a drone show afterwards. It was even more fun than I remember the 80s premiere being. I was a little young to be standing in a blockbuster line around the theater for E.T., but it's definitely a core memory for me. We did it anyway. All those theaters in San Diego that used to be single movie theaters have all been gotten rid of, and now we have the multiplexes. So we can't recreate those memories anymore because all of the places where they happened are gone. I remember Indiana Jones was in one theater for like a year, nonstop. Like they just put a movie in and it stayed as long as people would go see it. Midnight CD releases and books. Yes, absolutely. Inka says, I remember some of my Duran Duran friends staying up till midnight to see video debuts on MTV. Yeah, that was really common. The first time I saw Star Wars on the big screen, I took my mom. She was screaming through the entire movie. It was so embarrassing because it looked so real to her. So there's the finished painting. And then the little sticker paintings. And we're back to me. Hello. I'm still making sigil spell bags for my patrons. Not really sure. Some of the stickers came out just fine. Like, came out totally normal. And then some of them came out with like a little cracked edge to them. You can see. So I think it actually might be my stamper outer because I might have used it so many times because I've used it thousands of times for stickers at this point. It may just be dull. If I order a new one, maybe it'll be sharper. So I'm going to give that a try rather than trying to use my dull stamper outer on these sheets because they're so pretty and shiny. I don't want to mess them up. These will be stickers for my pen pal cards. Inka says 85 is a little too hot for me. I like haunted house weather, cold, damp, foggy, and dark. Yeah, we were sweating our butts off, but it was certainly nice to have a warm day. Can zoom in a little bit. Almost done with my sigil spell bags here. For those wondering crystals that are susceptible to cracking, opals, turquoise, tanzanite, moonstone, aquamarine, emeralds, and soft minerals like selenite. Crystals with high water content, specific inclusions, or delicate structures are prone to cracking or breaking in extreme cold or during rapid temperature changes. Good information. Heather says, I always make a beer cheese soup for the Super Bowl. Oh, the Super Bowl. I see what you did there. So can you guys see on my thumbnail right now where it's like the gold and the blue in the fingernail polish that's pink? It's hard to get. Yeah, there we go. You can see the blue and the gold flashes in it. So this is called Not Today, Satan by Mooncat. Not sponsored. I just freaking love this polish beyond words. But in a couple of weeks, I'll have blue polish on because I'm using a Mooncat polish called Galaxy, and themes for it's a Star Wars themed polish, and it's a navy blue with silver stars in it, and you use a magnet to make it look like a galaxy on your fingernail. So that's my next project polish. Yeah, it's hard to see. I keep trying to point them out, but they're blue and gold, and it just doesn't make sense to say that unless you can get a real good close-up of it. But sometimes I just like sit there and stare at my own nails. Is that it? Did I do them all? Yay, I did them. Yeah, they're all done. Cool. Nope, one more. I missed this one. One more. This is the last one. I have heard that, Incognito, and I do believe that that is true. And also, if you have a specific talisman or a piece of jewelry that you created for a specific reason, if it breaks, or if the string breaks, or if the beads fall apart, I've also heard that they have fulfilled that purpose that you magically set them to. I like to, if that ever happens, I like to cleanse the beads or the gems or whatever, and then restring them to something else. But yep, I have heard that, and it makes sense to me. I like the idea of that. Okay, that was the final one, I believe. Let me just check through. Yep, they're all done. Yep. I hope none of them got put on upside down. Should check that too. When you have something really symmetrical like this with the arrows both ways, sometimes you can accidentally put it on upside down. Incognito says, I feel like if that happened to me, I would freak out and cleanse the whole house. Hey, it can't hurt. Hello to the Purple Potion Master. I am so sorry to tell you that you've arrived at the last couple of minutes of the stream. Apologies for needing to end it up, but we have done our painting and we have done our little sigil spell bags. And I don't want to mess up my stickers that I have beautifully printed out by using a dull punch on them. At least that's what I think is going on. Helpful says, I've heard that too. If you're carrying a protective crystal and are faced with enough negative energy, if your crystal cracks, it's done its job of protecting you. That is what I have heard, yes. So it's taking, it's the same idea as a familiar. It's taking the damage that was directed at you, or the energy that was directed at you. I've heard that. Inca says, I'm going to scoot y'all. It's cooling down now, but it's not dark, so I have time to work comfortably out in the garage for a while. A blessed Emok to all, and blessed be my friends. Blessed Emok to you. Have fun rocking out to the funk. And I think I'm going to call it there too, my guys. Thank you so much for finding the second secret stream and joining me here today after my technical difficulties. It was nice to hang out and chat. Get some of my chores done. I hope you guys got to do some fun projects while you were watching. Talamita says, yes, I see the pretty colors on your nails. Yeah, the blue and the gold. I just love it. I've been into cat's eye. It comes in various colors. So thanks, guys. Thank you for everybody who hung out, and thanks for watching. The next stream is going to be on the third Wednesday of the month, and it's going to be a crafting shrine, and it's going to be to the Greek god Ares. I think we're going to get into some burgundies and reds and golds. What do you guys think? So I hope you'll join me for the next live stream, and it's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific time. On the third Wednesday of the month. I don't have my calendar up, but it's not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. And Aries is the topic of the shrine. So I hope you'll join and have a great night. And thanks for watching. And I will catch you all on the flippity flop.